Hey, what's up everybody? This is KG from Jaw7. Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the big major announcement that Stronghold Games has announced for March 23rd. And that's going to be the 3v3 tournament that they're having here in the RGV. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some of the rules and some of the stuff and what to expect. And I'm also going to talk about my thoughts and my opinions on this format and what can you expect from the RGV about this. So on March 23rd at 2 o'clock, Stronghold Games in Donna, Texas is hosting a 3v3 event. I believe that the only card game that does 3v3 in the Valley is Yu-Gi-Oh! And I believe that started in HTS. So I believe, this thing just didn't happen out of nowhere. I know HTS has been doing Yu-Gi-Oh! 3v3 for the longest time, and then Stronghold also decided to pick it up as well, no more than a year ago. So the 3v3 thing has been around for quite a while in Yu-Gi-Oh! And, pretty much they always draw in a big crowd, both these shops. And I think it's pretty cool that they're doing it for Pokemon. And so yeah, let me just kind of summarize some of the stuff. You can see the flyer that I have there. I believe it's going to be $45 per team, and the prices is going to be first place, the team will get 3 booster boxes, second place 2 booster boxes, and then third and fourth their respective booster packs. So just reading the event, if you're not used to doing the 3v3, pretty much it's pretty simple. There's no special cards you use except for they are allowing Temporal Forces cards. I know rotation is not until April, but looking at the bottom, it says this tournament will be following post-rotation for standard. So that means any card from F, G, and H only. That means no escape rope, no more battle VIP, but that's okay. We have Buddy Poffin anyways. And Temporal Forces will be allowed to use for this event because, as you remember, Temporal Forces is released on March 22nd, that weekend actually. So there has to be a 2-week wait period, but they're allowing Temporal Forces to be allowed for the event. And also the kicker about this is they're also allowing proxies, which I think is pretty neat because not everyone gets the cards that they need for these pre-releases. So those of you that really want to play the archetype deck you want, then you can definitely get some proxies. I know I print out some proxies, and I know some other people are doing proxies. So it's pretty cool that Stronghold is allowing that. So basically, if you're not used to doing the 3v3, basically it's pretty simple. Each team member will be assigned a letter, so letter A, B, and C, and pretty much when the teams are paired up against each other, it's going to be apparently best of 1, and then when you're paired up against each other, team member A will play against the other opposing team member A, team member B is going to be playing the opposing team member B, C, so on and so forth. And for what I understand, I believe that there is communication between the players, except it's kind of strict. In a sense where A can only talk to B and then B can only talk to C. So it seems like, and they're allowing B to talk to both A and C. So it seems like letter B is probably going to be like the captain or the head of the squad, or the one that kind of knows the most knowledge of the game. I think that's a good and bad thing. A good thing because, hey, if you're done with your game, whether you win or lose, you can look at your teammates and give advice. Check your outs, check for this card, watch for this play, etc. so forth. But at the same time, it could be bad because maybe the opponent doesn't know the strategy. And if you give out like your friendly's strategy, then your opponent can react to it. So let's say you're watching your match and you're like, hey, Joel, just be careful. He might be going for this kind of play. Well, if your opponent hears that, they might not know that and they realize, oh, I do have this play. So I think it's I think you kind of have to, maybe that's why you got to have just like the NFL or all the other ones. Maybe you need like a code word to kind of like, be careful. So maybe maybe one of the teams from T Pocket will go, Dak Prescott style, here you go, right? And that means watch out or something, or Omaha, I don't know, just talking smack here. So, yeah. So I think best of one's pretty neat. I think the teams A, B, or C is pretty neat. I know we have some Yu-Gi-Oh players that do play Pokemon, so they definitely have the grasp or have slight advantage of this 3v3. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Looking at what else am I missing here? You can pre-register your team. So I think what's going to be cool is also seeing the unique names. I'm pretty sure Team Pocket will be represented pretty well. They have more than 3 players. So we might see Team Pocket A, Team Pocket B, Team Pocket the Goats. So I'm just curious of where is everyone going to go pretty much, because especially in Team Pocket, we'll see if any of their other card shops send their squads. We'll see if we get representatives from Roots Cafe. We'll see if we get representatives from Moonblast, Kaboom, maybe Brownsville as well, Cascade, HTS. So we'll see. I'm curious because I know there's been a lot of interest throughout the Valley. And I know there's a lot of people without a team. So we'll see what free agents get picked up. I know some of my friends are looking for a team, and I know everyone's trying to be on Billy's team. So I think Billy was going to have his own tournament to see who joins the Squawkabilly squad, basically. So this is going to be cool. I believe Stronghold Games is also going to try to get their stream set up. That way, if there's anyone that wants to commentate, it'll be up for grabs, maybe 1 or 2 commentators. But yeah, so I'm excited about this. What I'm also excited is because we don't really have a meta yet. And the only thing we can base off our meta for this format is the Champions League in Japan. But honestly, you and I both know, if you're a card player in Pokemon, that what works in Japan doesn't work for Europe, and what works for Europe doesn't work in America. I'll give you an example. Mew VMAX, thank God that deck's going to be gone. Well, not for me, right? But some of you out there are just kind of tired of Mew VMAX, especially post-rotation. I mean, that deck's been around for already 2 years or more. But Mew VMAX, not popular at all in America. I think the last time Mew VMAX did okay was it made a day 2 by Alex Wilson. And Europe, it thrives and wins, in Europe. And Japan, it's here and there. It's mostly run by Guardy players now. Guardy players run that, so yeah. And looking at the meta decks for Champions League for the new rotation of Temporal Forces, we still have the usual suspects. We have Lugia. Arceus is coming back now as an archetype with Giratina and Alolan Vulpix. I think Stall is a really good play. And here's the reason why I like the 3v3. The 3v3 is really good because it allows one member of your team to essentially get carried. I hate to say it like that, but if your deck's not popping off, then your teammates can basically carry you to champions, to grand finals pretty much. So I think that's pretty neat. Will we see more archetypes as far as Stall? I think so, because that allows one team member to be flexible with their builds and maybe anti-archetype or anti-meta pretty much. So we'll just see what this is going to brew up. I know there's some new decks in the Temporal Forces format, and then there's some old decks here and some older decks like Arceus. And we'll see. I know Lost Boxes wasn't as popular at Champions. It was, but it didn't do as well as it should. So, we'll see where this goes and what you all brew up. And I'm excited about this. So if you have any questions about this, then you can definitely hit up the Stronghold staff. You can hit Robert. You can hit Horacio. He's a TO there at Stronghold Games. If you want to talk to the owner, Mercedes Salinas, they're an open book. So yeah, tell me what y'all think below in the comments below. And if you like this video, please support me and the channel for the RGV. Hit that subscribe button. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is KG signing off. Have a great day.